The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast, kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
And we had to go international on this one, y'all, man. We had to go all over the world on this one to go deep into the, I don't know what the deep of the depths are, but my man international, right, we had to go Cousteau on him. There you go.
What's going on? What's up,
my
y'all?
man international show. What's good, fam?
I'm good, man. God is good. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
You know, the family's good. So, yeah, man. How are y'all? How's everything going? How's the family? How y'all holding up?
Yeah, man, you know, moving and grooving, bro. Just maintaining, you know what I'm saying?
One step at a time, baby. That's how we gotta do it.
Facts. Now, we met slightly before the pandemic came and just shut down the world.
Right.
At the studio. You were sitting, interviewing with DJ Miss Eclectic.
Yep, that's the homie.
That's the homie, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, at some point I gotta get my man on this show. I thought we were gonna be able to do it when you was in town when we didn't expect none of this, but I was like, well,
right, exactly.
You know.
Right. You know, I would have flew out real quick.
Hey, but you know what? I ain't even want you to put on the mask and have to go through all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, that's what's good. But international show, man. You up there in Boston, right?
Boston, yes. Boston.
Dick, you used to live up there, right?
For a little bit.
Oh, you lived up there?
Before I came back to the area.
Where'd you live? Where was you at?
Roxbury.
Oh, you was in the Berry Bowl. No, man.
02119.
I love all the boroughs, all the towns, man.
I
grew up in Dorchester, but
Dorchester, all right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Yeah.
Patty all that.
Then you know, let's back up just a little bit. You from there though, right? You from Boston? Are you from that area?
I'm from Boston. I'm born and raised in Boston.
Born and raised in Boston. Okay.
So I ended up moving to LA like after high school. I moved to LA twice. Then I moved to Atlanta, and then I moved to Moscow, and then now then I moved back to Boston. And in 2010, I just decided to start my own recording studio.
It's the name International Show.
That's what
Listen, first
International comes in.
First of all, you know how they say one of these things don't belong? Like you just start naming Apple.
Right.
And he just throw in Moscow. Like where are you?
like it's normal, my bad.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole U.S. city. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like God provided that opportunity. Like everything's always God-centered. Like, you know, he provided that opportunity at a time too where I was homeless. So so the guy who I used to work for out there, my Russian boss, who had a label called Outreach Label. Okay. It was just like literally a fairy tale, just to be a short version of this. You know, so I flew out there. I was there for like a year the first time. Mm-hmm. And then I came back to Boston, went out there again. I was just going back and forth for like 3 years. Within that time, I was able to establish a different understanding for the culture for that culture in Moscow. And that heightened and sharpened a lot of melodic structures that I use and just different ways of thinking about music, you know, because it's a whole different culture out there.
Right, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Now, you know, a whole different culture. Now, is that culture? Are we a part of that culture? How deep are we out there in Moscow?
This?
Yeah.
You talking about this? Oh my God, yes.
What?
Straight from Africa. Yeah, like.
Wow.
There's so many people out there. Like, all right. So picture like America.
Right.
And you have, you know, black, you know, dark-skinned people, black. You have Asians. They have all of that out there. There's Asian Russians.
Okay.
Black Russians. Like, it's like, I don't know if they're called Black Russians. That might be super ignorant.
That's a drink. You know what I'm saying? That's a drink.
But it's just to give you a general idea of like the visual part.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of different cultures out there. It's not just obviously in America. They like, you know, we have a different way of seeing things because, you know, movies and TV have given us a vision of what Russia looks like.
Right.
Totally negative. Because I went out there, was like, It's gonna be cold. I need a minute. It's gonna be snowing, man.
He gonna be wearing Uggs out that joint.
Yeah, the big fur coat jacket.
Right.
No, I got out there. It was disgustingly hot. It was just like it had. I think it has like 4 seasons. Well, I don't know if they have fall, but they definitely have hot season, cold season.
Wow.
So, so it was really, and the streets are super clean, bro. Like they clean their streets at least like 7 times a day. Like, wow, it's like nothing I've ever seen. So, but yeah, it was definitely a culture shock.
But what was the draw to that? I mean, was it because you knew somebody, or because you had already had this thought to go there?
Yeah, no, I didn't have no time. Because, like I said, like I thought Russia was always cold and just, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just living in America. You know,
Yeah.
But these 2 guys who I used to be in the studio with, this before my studio, it was a studio that we were just working out of. They went over to Russia to study abroad. Okay. And they are artists, and they ended up connecting with the Russian guy who owned the label. His name is Renat. They ended up connecting with Renat, and he's like, yeah, I gotta, I want to start doing some music, blah, blah, blah. I need producers, engineers. So they're like, oh, we got the perfect person. We got somebody, 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. So they introduced me to him, via Skype at the time.
Right.
It wasn't Zoom, but via Skype at the time. And, we kicked it off, man. Like, I don't want to get into too many details because it's not like a bragger type of situation, but right. I just want to know how big God is, how big God will just come through for you in a time of me being, mind you, I'm homeless. I'm sleeping at other people's houses. I'm sleeping on floors. I'm sleeping on couches. Like, I'm homeless. Like, and that was kind of, by choice, because when I was 18, my mother moved to, she got divorced from her first husband, and she moved to Darien, Georgia. She asked me if I wanted to go. Now, Darien, Georgia is all country. You from Atlanta. Imagine, are you from Atlanta?
I'm from D.C., but Deke is from here. You ever heard of Darien?
I've never heard.
Exactly. So
how did she find it?
So imagine, so Darien is 4 hours away, 4 hours going towards Florida. I don't know if that's south.
That's south. Yeah.
Okay. So 4 hours south. It's like literally on the borderline. It's like 45, 50 minutes from Jacksonville. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's near Savannah. I know you know her, Savannah.
Yeah.
Super dirty. I mean, not dirty. Dirt roads. Super country. My mother was born and raised in Tuskegee, Alabama, so she's right at home.
Right at home. Right.
I'm a city kid. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna just thug it out. I'm gonna just thug it out over here, like with some family, some friends. And I didn't really realize how crazy it was gonna get. Like, it got really crazy. Like, wow. It's me and my duffel bag. Like, it used to be like me and like, a garbage bag full of clothes in my duffel bag. Then it just started just being my duffel bag and my book bag. That was just it. That's all the clothes that I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a whole nother thing. So anyways, connected with Renat, ended up going out there. He sent me an absurd amount of money to get some, he said he didn't even know me yet. Sent me an absurd amount of money at the time.
Okay.
To get equipment to bring out there.
Really?
Right? Like, to the point where, and I'm saying this humbly, obviously, and to the point where I went to the Western Union, and they had to lock the door. Hey, this is crazy. It's like a movie. They had to wait till all the customers left.
Yeah.
They had to lock the door because they had to go into the vault. That's how much money this guy had sent me to get.
Now, when you say, put us in the ballpark, just kind of, we talking a 4-figure, a 5-figure, a 6-figure?
Okay, not absurd.
Okay.
Not absurd.
Okay.
At that time, to me,
still a lot of money.
I was homeless.
Yeah.
So it was about 12,000.
That's a lot of money.
Over somebody that you don't know.
Right. To buy some equipment.
We're talking like this. So imagine me and you just meet for the first time, and we chopped it up a couple times. He's like, all right, man, let's send you $12,000, man. Get this equipment. I got the ticket for you. Come on out.
Wow.
Like
now, could they not buy that equipment in Moscow?
You know what? I don't know. Like, I don't know if they have that that capability. I think it's something about the like the shipping, or it's something. I forgot what they had said. It was years ago. I forgot what they had said. Yeah. But it was easier and smarter for me to purchase it here in America and take it with me and travel.
Gotcha.
You know, just pay for the extra baggage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so then I came back 2010 and just started the studio. But I started the studio out of the necessity of somewhere to live. So I was living out of my studio. Okay. Going to like the gym or whatever, to shower every day, and then, you know, pull my futon from a bed back to a couch when clients came. You know?
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. And that was you did that in Boston.
Boston.
Gotcha.
As soon as I got back from Moscow, you know, in 2009. The first time I came back was 2009, and then I went back out there again in 2009, and then came back and then started the studio in 2010.
Okay.
And then
But you started off doing mainstream. You were a mainstream rapper, doing mainstream music, right?
Yeah, they was calling me like the Will Smith of rap, because
really?
I didn't swear in any of my records. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it wasn't.
Will Smith don't got a cuss in his record. Well, I do. I'm doing Eminem, right?
I wasn't swearing. It wasn't any like derogative like content. So it was just like, but you know, in the music industry, you're either all in,
right,
or people really aren't gonna. They want that full. I don't want to say it.
They want the full experience.
They want the full feel of it.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
They want the full feel of it. So if you're like, you know, halfway doing it, it's gonna show, and it's gonna be different than everything else that's out. So
yeah.
And a lot of that was because, you know, I'm the youngest, and I always wanted my mom to listen to my music. She's super godly. Like, we was born and raised in the church. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Bible school era. Like, the van come pick you up, you get into the van, and your mama see you there later. Like, Bible school. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kids Bible school. And, you know, I always wanted her to listen to my music, and she would never listen to like regular rap music, never. And I wanted her to listen to my music, so I tried to be like, all right, this is before I really knew about Christian hip hop too.
Okay,
I didn't really know of Christian hip hop.
And this is circa right. When was this? This was what time frame?
When I was introduced to Christian hip hop.
Yeah, when you started, kind of.
This had to be 2009 probably.
2009, okay. All right.
Yeah, because who introduced me to it was Applejacks.
Wow, you going way back, bro.
Way back.
Yeah.
Because he introduced me to it because I ended up starting to mix all of his records.
Okay.
So, our relationship, and then, you know, he figured out I was an artist, and he was like, hey man, like, your hooks are dope, man. Like, can you like do some hooks? Like, what's up? Like, let's collab on some records. And I was like, all right, cool. So I started doing some hooks, and it just felt right. I was like, this is really dope. Like, like it didn't feel like a force. Like, on, you know, when I was just doing like regular music, it felt like a force to kind of like not say this, not say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, oh, I can't put God in it. You know what I'm saying? So like, when he introduced me to, you know, the Christian hip hop side of things, I'm like, oh, y'all do the same style of music? Because I grew up in the church playing drums. I'm thinking gospel.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, you know, so I'm like, oh, y'all do this type? He's like, yeah, man, it's literally the same type of feel that you're getting out there, but with a different message. And I'm like, oh, that's right. So in 2000, so I ended up making an actual switch over. In 2014 or 2015 or something like that. I think it was like more like 2015. I dropped Becoming One I dropped a trilogy of Becomings, Becoming 1, Becoming 2, and Becoming 3.
Okay.
So the whole thing about that, or the whole story behind that, was I was becoming more of a Christian man, or becoming more what God had for me, like the purpose, the blueprint that I felt like God was setting out for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
did you feel like you were kind of like caught between like, I want to do the Christian hip hop thing, but I still want to say these things, you know what I mean? And how can I marry the two?
It wasn't, the things about, it was more of being nervous about people's perspective of me putting God in my records. Gotcha. So it wasn't even about, I wanted, because I wasn't saying anything crazy anyway to begin with. Mm-hmm. So Becoming 1 was a struggle. You can hear the struggle of, I want to put God, it's too much God.
Yeah.
It's too much Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling with it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until Becoming 2 that I was full in, like, Jesus, God, hallelujah, amen, like, everything. I don't care.
Right. Not ashamed, unashamed.
Yeah, literally, 116.
116, yeah.
And then Becoming 3, and it just went on from there. Becoming 3, and then Transparency was my latest album, which was, man, I think Transparency, for me personally, it's, when I listen to it myself, it's just a reminder of what I've been through and what God has taken me through, and where I'm at now and where God is bringing me. So I feel like, when those records are getting written, it's really not me doing it. It's definitely God moving, the spirit of God moving through me, and actually putting a message out there for me as a reminder when I listen to it, but also for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
But they always say you're preaching to yourself first, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's just we're on it, man. We're on it. There's a lot of dope things going on. Rise just got synced with NFL Countdown on Sundays.
Congratulations on that, bro.
To God be the glory.
That is what's up.
And
that's a banger too, right there too.
Yeah, huh?
I said that's a banger right there too.
Oh, yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah,
thank you. And it wasn't the story behind that. Really quick, I don't, want to keep, but the story behind that is, I had shout out to my management, because I didn't want to clear that sample at all. I wanted to just put the record out. I was like, yo, listen, right now the pandemic is crazy. People, I think this is when the pandemic first hit. And the toll of people passing away was just like so great.
Right.
And it hit really hard, and it hit really big. Like, so I had put out a snippet of the song. People's like, oh my God, we need this right now. And this is like spirit film, whatever. And I was like, yo, Danny, we gotta drop this, bro. Let them, if they come for us later, they're gonna have to come for us later. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta drop this now, because I feel like everybody needs this. Like, I needed it when I was listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But Danny was like, listen, all right, listen, we can do what you want to do, but let me show you the options of, because we have a distribution situation with Symphonic.
Okay.
So
wow, they've been around a minute.
Yeah. We have a distribution deal with Symphonic.
Okay.
He was like, let me let you, because Danny's a lawyer. He was like, let me let you know what's gonna happen. If you say that there's a sample, if there's a sample in here, you don't say that there's a sample in here. And it's not even like I was trying to do that. I was just like, whatever. Like, let's just put the record out.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? And he ran it down for me. I was like, all right, you know what? Fine, whatever. We'll wait. So found the composer.
Yeah.
Found the person to clear the record. Ended up connecting with the sync agent. And the sync agent was the person who represents us now. And at Castle Peak. And she got the placement for Rise for the NFL. She's amazing. She's super amazing. Like,
wow,
she's on it. Like, okay, send me this, send me this, send me this. This is how I need it. This is how I need it. And then she gets on it right away. Like, it's mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to keep up now. Like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So that's how that happened. And then you know, and we have another record about to drop October 9th. The video and the song drops October 9th, called Just Fury.
What's it called again?
Just Fury.
Just Fury. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what's the motive behind that? What's the
so
vibe
it's
behind that?
kind of like it hints towards, you know, what's going on right now, the you know, the racial injustice and the killings that are going on, and just being tired of it all. You know what I'm saying? And one representation would be when Jesus is flipping over the tables. He's just fed, you know, he's fed up, flipping over tables.
Yeah.
And you know, that's righteous indignation. So, and we're flipping over tables right now. Like, the riots is us flipping over tables. You know, like, I don't really condone the violence of the violence of the looting. Yeah. But you know, it's just enough is enough. So this whole record is basically, you know, talking about the situation that's going on in society today, and just how furious we are. And it's, you know, just fury. Just fury, yeah. And it's just fury. It's a double entendre. It's not. We just have fury, and it's just fury. Like, this is, you know, right? Yeah. So
you produced it?
Yeah, I did.
Because you produce all your music, right?
The majority of it. I have a production team as well. My two producers, Soul and Matt. They produce, actually. Myself and Soul produce Rise, and a few other, and I think they did a couple of ones on Transparency. But it's mainly just me. Like, sometimes, like, if like a session to cancel, because I also still own a recording studio. So like, if a session will cancel, like, I'll just, you know, get in a groove or something, just start playing with some sounds or whatever. Right. And something to come from that. Usually it's for me trying to, you know, do a beat for a different client, or do a beat for just to up my catalog. Yeah. And then I'll hear something while I'm creating it. I'll hear something like, oh no, wait, this is different right here. And so that's the process of that. And you know, there's a lot of great things that's about to happen, already happening. And you know,
now when I met you, because for a hot second when you first came on the screen, I was like, hold up, who this dude? You know what I'm saying? And hold up, he done left his loon and came back. You know what I'm saying? Full beard, bro.
You know, what happened was when the pandemic hit and everything was shut down, you know, we was all crazy, like caveman crazy.
Man, so that's why you got to get the clippers for the crib, bro. I've been here like this.
I'm not doing this at all. Like, I'm already trying to get bossy for this. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not touching this at all.
Right.
So, you know, the barbershops were closed, and it was like 2.5, 3 months or something. Like, whatever it was crazy, right? So when I ended up getting my first cut, I asked people, I'm like, should I cut the beard down? I kind of like the beard. Should I cut the beard? I was like, no, keep the beard. Keep that beard. Keep it. Right. So I just trimmed everything down and then just lined it up, and I kept it, man.
Yeah, my daughter asked me the other day, she's like, can you grow hair on your face? I was like, I don't know if it'll grow full, connect right. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't even gonna risk it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't risk it, bro. You know what I mean?
Man.
So,
man,
you
gotta at least attempt it, though, man.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know. We'll see how it unfolds down the road. You know what I mean? So, I mean, since the pandemic has hit, because like I said, when we met, it was slightly before it.
Yeah.
And I know at that time you were planning the tour and all that kind of stuff, so everybody had to sit down. So how's everything going to play out for you post pandemic?
Well, as of right now, there is no plan. It's just kind of like we can't really plan something until we know what the next step is. Like even in Boston, like we was at phase 4, like we have 5 phases. And we was at phase 4 and then they went back to phase 3. So it's just like, it's kind of hard to plan something around
the invisibility,
plan something around the inconsistency of the government.
Yeah.
Or of like the pandemic.
Are y'all virtual learning up there?
Yeah, my son's in school. My son's virtually. He goes into school 2 days out of the week.
Gotcha.
But the other days he's at home. So 3 days he's home, 2 days he's at school. And that's been a little bit of a challenge to sit with him throughout the classes and stuff like that. And just to and the thing about him is he's in a brand new school. Like last year he was in in my school district where I live.
Okay.
And we transferred him to another school in another town in Bridgewater. So he's in a whole new school, whole new teachers, whole new kids.
Right.
So for him, I feel like it's even more of a shock because it's like, Dad, I don't know anybody here. Like,
Yeah.
I encourage him to, be safe, but just do him, make friends, and just definitely be cautious of proximities.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you with the distribution deal with Symphonic? So is that something? I guess because everything right now is streaming anyway, so everything's going to digital. Oh, matter of fact, congrats on what 150K, 200K on Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. I think what was that? Yeah. What was that? 160?
160.
160. I think In the Zone is at like 150 or something like that.
Okay.
One of those but then 2 of them are in the 100 songs.
Yeah. Well, you got Rise and In the Zone. It's like you writing music for the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, so this is
that sounds like a plan to me, bro.
No, another crazy thing about Rise, real quick, going back to Rise. So Rise, I heard Rise on SportsCenter. I heard the actual rock band.
Okay.
The gospel singers.
Okay.
And shout out to them for letting me clear the sample, first and foremost.
Yeah.
And they're amazing rock group. So I go to sleep with SportsCenter on. Like I don't know why. I just like the TV's on, SportsCenter's on.
Yeah.
So I woke up out of my sleep one day and I heard I Will Rise. I was like, yo. And this had to be 2008 or the beginning of 2019 or something like that. And I tried to Shazam it, or the summer of 2019. I tried to Shazam it. It didn't pop up. I'm like, I don't know what song this is. Like, it's not. I don't know what it is. And then late last year, like December or November or something like that, I heard it again on SportsCenter. Shazammed it, and I was like, yes. It only had like 100 Shazams. I'm like, I gotta get on this right now because somebody else hears this. Like, I gotta get on this right now. And I'm lying. It wasn't even in. It was in like January.
Wow.
So I was like, other people hear this, they're gonna think about the same thing I'm thinking about because I want to chop this. I want to do. So I'm like, I gotta get on this right now. And that was another reason why I wanted to put it out so quick because I'm like, I don't want nobody else to put this out yet.
Exactly.
If we're all watching SportsCenter and thoughts are universal. Like I already know how to chop this up. I know how I would rap because the groove was already there.
Yeah.
So that's where I ended up getting the sample from anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of a no-brainer that it got sunk, like it was synced on ESPN again.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I got it from ESPN.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was a pretty interesting thing.
Now, your sound, your style, would you say that it's along the lines of the because when I listen to your music, you know, it's current in the mug, bro. And I don't mean that. I mean that's in a good way. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it sounds like today, and I'm like, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard for artists who's been doing it a minute to transition with the sound. You know what I mean? Right. And you seem to have captured that, man. Because when I listen to, like I said, when I listen to the songs, I'm like, you know what? This is the joint you can pull up to the red light and don't want to turn it down. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if they hear me. You know what I'm saying? You got it bump. You know what I mean? Facts. You know what I mean?
And I think a lot of that comes with me having a recording studio and engineering, producing and engineering different artists all the time. So I have a plethora of different clients that come through, and they all have, some of them have similar sounds, but they all have current sounds. Like they want to do the current thing. Mm-hmm. So I honestly think it wasn't until I started getting more focused with transparency when I kind of honed in on what my sound is. You know what I'm saying? Like the fusion of my sound.
Right.
And because it's fused, if you hear the instrumentation, it's fused with a lot of different influences as far as like trap. Obviously, like, melodically, that comes from like more of the pop Russian experience. And then that introduced me to a whole couple of different genres of music. So like as far as being current with the sound, I feel like a lot of it is because I'm up to date by default because I'm around a ton of people. But now I'm engulfed into the music as far as like, whether it's Rapzilla, posting these newer kids, which they're crazy. And just being, up to date with what was going on in regular music.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, look, we're running out of time here, bro. But I want to say, I certainly appreciate you taking the time, man, to kick it with us. I definitely wanted to do this thing in person, but I was like, you know what, this thing, I don't know how long.
Person again too. Once they
bro.
I got you.
Because I really want to dig into your background. I really want to dig into your story. I really want our listeners to, learn a lot more about International Show.
Absolutely.
And, just really get the full show. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I actually have something that I'm going to be doing as well. So, we'll be in contact because I have an article that I want to write, because a lot of people see where I'm at now, but they, like you said, they don't know like the actual story of what it took. Like I gave you like the shorter version. Like,
right.
So, I'm going to go into depth with, the businessman, the father, and the artist. So that's going to be what the article is about. Kind of just breaking down each category in depth.
Yeah.
So that'll be something that I would, love to come in and have, one-on-one, whatever.
Absolutely.
And keep it rocking from there, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. So where can people find you at?
Int'l music.com. It has all of my social media on it. Or if you just want to just go directly to Instagram, it's INTL show, SHOW. Twitter is the same thing, INTL show. But your best bet is just to go on the website, check it out. Some of the previews for the next single is up there. Rides is up there. You can find all the video content, some of the music, some of the albums. It's just, you can find everything there.
Okay.
And also there'll be some merch launching as well. I got these shirts. When the world says watch your back, and on the back it says God says I got your back. So I
like that. Hey, where can I cop that? I want that.
I'm gonna send you the link. You can go right. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that the link is up there today.
Yeah.
Up there on intlshowmusic.com.
Okay, yeah, I want that one.
I'm gonna put it up there versus watch it back. You know, on the back it says, "God said I got your back."
I got your back.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And then we have the Just Fury shirts, and then I have this other one. I can't tell you what the slogan is on it yet until I drop the actual song, because I don't want people taking it. So
I feel you.
Yeah, that's coming. That's coming soon.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, once again, man, I want to say thank you, man. As soon as things clear, you can come down to Atlanta, come break bread with us, man, and then come do the show and all that good stuff, man. So we can just really catch up, man.
Let's do that.
I'm gonna see if you're still rocking that beard at that time.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna keep it. They convinced me to keep it. A lot of people like it, so I'm gonna just keep it, man.
All right, that's what's up. It's your boy G-Wade holding it down. G-Wade Podcast, kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
You know what it is.
The G-Wade Podcast.
The G-Wade Podcast.
Bringing you the cool interviews,
the hot topics, and all that other crap.
The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.